Hey, good morning, sixth grade violins. You should hopefully be practicing the C major scale and the G major scale that I gave you sometime before Easter. I can't remember because it's all a blur. So I'm just going to review those real quick, and as you know, I always like to do a little bit of review and then I like to move forward a little bit too. So I'm going to play the C major scale for you real quick on violin, and remember that these fingerings are a little bit awkward, and we start with 3 on our G string. So we have C, D, E, F natural, G, A, B, C natural. So I'll play that through with the bow as well. Make sure we get a good starting note. Okay, so there's our C major scale. And then you also have your G major scale. And we talked about your G major scale being in 2 octaves. And I know my head keeps getting cut off here. I think I need to get a new tripod or something to make it a little higher. So our G major scale in 2 octaves. Again, I'll review that here closely. So you have G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Okay, and then our higher octave, we start where we'd ended. G, A, B, C natural, D, E, F sharp, G. So that higher octave G scale is essentially the same fingering that we use on our C scale, but we move it over 1 string. Okay, and I'll play both of those with our bow. So here's our low scale. Okay, and here's our high scale. Again, we start 3 fingers on your D string. Okay, good. So you can keep practicing those. Attached to this assignment is also going to be a new page, and that's going to be page 6 in book 2. And you'll see at the top it says, we lower a tone. And I'm just going to read right from the book. It says, a flat lowers a tone a half step. Here, we flat the first finger on the A string, the D string, and the G strings. We move our first finger back close to the nut. What? So, a couple things for us to talk about. We know that sharps make notes higher. Flats make notes lower. This is the way I remember it. If you get a flat tire in your bike, or your parents get a flat tire on your car, it goes lower to the ground. So a flat is going to be lower in sound. Okay, and I'm going to try to give you a little bit better lesson on a flat when I can. Yeah, I actually want to do that right now. We'll be back. Okay, we're back, and I'm set up. So we were talking about sharps making notes higher and flats making notes lower. So sharps we're pretty familiar with already. Okay, you all call them hashtags, and then I yell at you for calling them hashtags. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. Okay. Flats are going to look kind of like a letter B. Okay, I'm going to try to draw them big so you can see. Okay, but I don't want that to get confused with an actual letter B, because the first note that we will learn is a B flat. Okay, so you'll see it in front of the note. Okay, that indicates that the note is going to be flat. Okay, the other thing that we need to know, which I think we know already, so it's review, is a natural. And the natural symbol looks like a letter L and a number 7. Okay, and the natural cancels out a sharp or a flat. I know that that's not the most ideal thing for you to see there. So attached to the assignment, you're going to see page 6, and page 6 is going to introduce to us a B flat. okay? And on the first line, you're gonna have a B flat, and you're gonna follow your fingerings. And we talked about in the previous video, or the previous segment of this video, and that your first finger is going to go to the nut. If you've forgotten what the nut is, or maybe I didn't teach you, is this part right here, okay? So we've got our first finger here, and we're gonna slide it back towards the nut, so we lower a tone, or make it lower in sound, okay? So I'm gonna play that for you for the example. So I'm gonna play A, B, then I'm gonna take that first finger and I'm going to slide it back towards my nut, and that's gonna be our B flat. Okay, I'll do that again. So we have A, B, B flat. Okay, not that pretty, but it's not meant to be pretty. Okay, you're just learning how to play the new note. So I'm gonna play number 17 from page 6. And it's 3 lines. I'm going to play the first line only. And we're in half notes. Okay, so that was the first 4 measures of 17. And you'll notice our C is natural, and then our B is natural when it's indicated. Okay, so this time I'm going to play the whole line of number 17. Slide your finger forward. Keep them close for C natural, C, B, slide it back. Okay, the last note of that line is an F natural. We haven't seen that note in a while. Maybe around the beginning of maybe January, maybe earlier than that, we talked about playing our E string notes, and that's going to be an F natural, also by the nut. Okay, so if you forget, you can resort back to your green book. Okay, and that's our F natural on our E string. Okay, now if I go over to my D string and I use the same logic, I have D, E, I'm going to move my finger back. What's our new note going to be? That's right, E flat. Okay, so we're going to move it back. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play line 2 of number 17. And again, they're not meant to sound pretty, just meant for you to learn the new note. Okay? Now as we move over onto our G string, this is where it gets a little bit confusing. Okay? We already discovered that using our first finger, sliding it back, it's going to be a flat. So we said G, A, I slide it back. What is it? A flat. That's right. So we'll move that back for our A flat. Now we also know that our G string is our exception to the rule. Okay, we know that we have G, A, B, C. That second finger note is a B natural, or just a B. Sliding it back is going to be a B flat. Or sliding it lower, it's going to be a B flat. So I'm going to demonstrate that first before I do the third line of number 17. Okay, so here's G, A, B, I slide it back, B flat. This is very similar to what we do on page 18 of our green book, where we play D, E, F sharp, F natural, or A, B, C sharp, C natural. We slide it back. Okay, I'm going to do that one more time so you can hear it. So we have G, A, B, slide it back, B flat. Okay, now looking at the third line of number 17. Okay, I'm going to play through that whole line. Slide it forward. Then nice and close for B flat, A, slide it back, A flat, G, A flat, slide it forward, A natural, keep it tight, B flat, A, slide it back, A flat, and if you can find my mistake in there, I'll get you a donut, because I did make one. All right, so that is number 17 on page 6. That's a lot of stuff there that I just gave you. So take your time with it. Good luck.